self. We make the earthquake show real. It's a spiritual journey and a psychedelic experience. Thank you.
In the beginning there was nothing. All was darkness. Sin. There was nothing at all. Only the
The Four Eternal Laws. The Four Eternal Laws are a Buddhist concept that refers to four fundamental principles that govern the nature of reality. These laws are the law of change. Everything is in flux. Nothing stays the same. The law of karma. Every action has a consequence. The law of cause and effect. Everything has a cause and effect. The law of non-duality. Everything is interconnected and arises from the same source. The law of change states that everything in the world is constantly in flux. This applies to the physical world, but also to the mental world. Humans, animals, plants, planets, everything is constantly changing. Our thoughts, feelings, and experiences are also not static, but are constantly changing. The law of karma states that every action has a consequence. Good actions lead to good consequences, bad actions lead to bad consequences. Karma is a law of justice that ensures that everyone is responsible for their actions. The law of cause and effect states that everything has a cause. There are no coincidences, but everything is the result of causes and conditions. This law applies to the physical world, but also to the mental world. Our thoughts, feelings, and experiences are not random, but have their causes in our actions, words, and thoughts. The law of non-duality states that everything is interconnected and arises from the same source. There is no separation between self and world, between mind and matter. Everything is one. These four laws are foundational principles of Buddhism. They help us to understand the nature of reality and to see how we can shape our lives to find happiness and fulfillment. Summary. The four eternal laws are the law of change. Everything is in flux. Nothing stays the same. The law of karma. Every action has a consequence. The law of cause and effect. Everything has a cause and effect. The law of non-duality. Everything is interconnected and arises from the same source. These laws apply to the physical world, but also to the mental world. They help us to understand the nature of reality and to see how we can shape our lives to find happiness and fulfillment. Additional details. The four eternal laws are often represented as a wheel, with each law representing a spoke of the wheel. The wheel is a symbol of the cyclical nature of existence. The first law, change, is often seen as the foundation of all other laws. It is the change that drives the cycle of birth, death, and rebirth. The second law, karma, is the driving force behind the cycle of change. It is the law that ensures that every action has a consequence. The third law, cause and effect, is the foundation of the law of karma. It is the law that explains how actions lead to consequences. The fourth law, non-duality, is the goal of the Buddhist path. It is the state of being in which one sees the interconnectedness of all things. The four eternal laws are a complex and profound teaching that can help us to understand the nature of reality and the causes of suffering. Dependent origination. Dependent origination, Sanskrit, praticca samutpada, Pali, paticca samuppada, is a central teaching of Buddhism. It states that all phenomena, both physical and mental, arise in dependence on causes and conditions. The 12 links of dependent origination are 1. Ignorance, avidya. Ignorance of the true nature of reality is the cause of all the other links of dependent origination. 2. Form, rupa. Form refers to the physical body and the five senses. 3. Sensation, vedana. Sensation refers to the ability to experience sense objects. 4. Craving, tursna. Craving refers to the desire for sense pleasure, power, and possessions. 5. Attachment, upadana. Attachment refers to the clinging to the sense world. 6. Birth, jati. Birth refers to the beginning of a new life. 7. Old age and death, hara marana. Old age and death refer to the process of aging and dying. 8. Suffering, pain, unsatisfactoriness, despair, and frustration, dukkha. Suffering, pain, unsatisfactoriness, despair, and frustration are the consequences of craving and attachment. 9. Will to be reborn, samskara. Will refers to the desire to be reborn. 10. Consciousness, vijnana. Consciousness refers to the ability to experience and know. The 12 links of dependent origination are a cycle that repeats itself over and over again. The goal of Buddhism is to break this cycle and achieve liberation. Dependent origination is a complex teaching that is interpreted in many different ways in the various Buddhist traditions. One common interpretation is that dependent origination is the basis for the arising of suffering. If we understand the causes of suffering, we can also overcome it. Another interpretation is that dependent origination is the basis for the arising of happiness. If we understand the causes of happiness, we can also create it. Dependent origination is an important teaching that helps us to better understand the world and ourselves. Additional details. The 12 links of dependent origination are often represented as a wheel, with each link representing a spoke of the wheel. The wheel is a symbol of the cyclical nature of existence. The first link, ignorance, is often seen as the root cause of all suffering. It is the ignorance of the true nature of reality, which leads to craving and attachment. The second link, form, refers to the physical world. It includes the physical body, the 5 senses, and the objects of the senses. The third link, sensation, refers to the experience of the senses. It is the feeling of pleasure, pain, or indifference that arises when we come into contact with an object of the senses. The fourth link, craving, refers to the desire for something that we do not have. It is the desire for sense pleasure, power, or possessions. The fifth link, attachment, refers to the clinging to something that we have. It is the clinging to the sense world, to our thoughts, and to our emotions. The sixth link, birth, refers to the beginning of a new life. It is the result of craving and attachment. The seventh link, old age and death, refers to the process of aging and dying. It is the inevitable consequence of birth. The eighth link, suffering, pain, unsatisfactoriness, despair, and frustration, refers to the negative aspects of existence. It is the result of craving and attachment. The ninth link, will to be reborn, refers to the desire to be reborn into a new life. It is the result of suffering. The 10th link, consciousness, refers to the ability to experience and know. It is the basis for all the other links. The 12 links of dependent origination are a complex and profound teaching that can help us to understand the nature of reality and the causes of suffering. The Eightfold Path. The Eightfold Path is a central part of Buddhist teaching. It was taught by Siddhartha Gautama, the historical Buddha, and is a guide to the liberation from suffering and the attainment of nirvana. The Eightfold Path consists of 8 steps. 1. Right view. Right view is the realization of the 4 noble truths. The 4 noble truths are: suffering exists. Suffering has a cause. Suffering can be overcome. The path to the overcoming of suffering. 2. Right thought. Right thought is the orientation of the mind towards love, compassion, kindness, and equanimity. 3. Right speech. Right speech is the avoidance of lying, slander, harsh speech, and idle speech. 4. Right action. Right action is the avoidance of killing, stealing, unchastity, and false speech. 5. Right livelihood. Right livelihood is the acquisition of food and other means of livelihood in a way that does not harm others. 6. Right effort. Right effort is the effort to avoid unwholesome thoughts and feelings, develop wholesome thoughts and feelings, and strengthen existing wholesome thoughts and feelings. 7. Right mindfulness. Right mindfulness is the conscious awareness of the body, feelings, thoughts, and states of mind. 8. Right concentration. Right concentration is the development of the ability to concentrate through meditation. Summary. The Eightfold Path is a guide to the liberation from suffering and the attainment of nirvana. It consists of 8 steps that relate to right view, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. The Eightfold Path is a path that can be walked by anyone, regardless of their religious or cultural affiliation.